And let's bring in our guest for today, Center Law President and ICC-accredited lawyer, Atty. Joel Butuyan. Sir, magandang hapon, Attorney, and welcome to Storycon.
Magandang hapon sa
Good
inyo.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sir, thank you for joining us. We understand you're one of the few Filipino lawyers who are accredited sa ICC. Kasi we're trying to imagine what's going to happen later and what's going to happen when the pre-trial and the confirmation charges when they really begin. Could you give us an idea first of what we can expect today? What we can expect and what is not likely to happen today?
Okay, what's going to happen today is that the pre-trial chamber is going to inform former President Duterte of the crimes he is alleged to have committed.
Opo.
And he's also going to be informed of his rights under the Rome Statute. So he's going to be informed about his right to remain silent, his right to counsel, the whole caboodle of rights that he has. And he's also going to be informed that he has the right to apply for an interim release pending trial.
Sir, I'm particularly interested in sa right to interim release. I mean, I've seen it in some of the articles in the Rome Statute, but I don't see much detail as to how it is usually applied and what are the qualifiers for its application. Have there ever been any cases in the ICC where that right has been allowed or approved by the ICC for an accused?
Generally, an application for interim release is denied, especially if the jurisdiction over a suspect or an accused, subsequent accused, is obtained through a warrant of arrest. No? And if you look at the cases that have been either tried or still pending, almost all were denied, no? But I think there is one, but it concerns an accused who was only summoned and he voluntarily appeared, no, for the court.
Kumbaga sumuko. Sumuko.
Yes, voluntarily sumuko siya and nag-volunteer siyang pumunta sa The Hague.
So he was granted interim release on that basis na hindi siya flight risk and he's not going to run away from the charges. Is that correct?
Yes, I think so, yes.
Okay.
Pero walang bail dyan, no? ICC, typically. Attorney.
Walang bail, Ami.
Yes.
And the considerations for, or the basis for the grant of interim release are basically two, no? First, you have to show urgent and exceptional circumstances to justify interim release. So napakabigat, no? And second, you have to show that necessary safeguards exist to ensure against the flight of the suspect, no? So dapat ipakita na there are safeguards that are made to ensure that he will not escape from the custodial estate, no? So if he's going to be released in the Netherlands, the ICC will have to satisfy itself that there are measures adopted by the Netherlands that President Duterte is not going to escape from the Netherlands.
Can you give us an example kung na extreme circumstance na pwede kang ma-release? Interim.
I haven't encountered a decision that really defined this phrase, no, urgent and exceptional circumstance. But from the way it's worded, talagang sobrang bigat. No, you really have to come up with a very, very convincing reason that will really make the pre-trial chamber and subsequently the trial chamber to grant you interim release. No, but considering the circumstances of the arrest of President Duterte and the influence that he and his family holds in the Philippines, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to satisfy this requirement.
Attorney, paano ba magpaka-accredit yung lawyer sa ICC?
Oo. if you are going to apply for a full list of counsel, you have to show that you have been you had you have had extensive experience in criminal litigation for at least 10 years. No, that's for the full list of counsel. Kung assistant to counsel, you have to show that you have been engaged in extensive litigation for 5 years.
Pero yung process ng application, kasi well, it's unverified, no, na mukhang may emergency accreditation daw si former Executive Secretary Medjaldea. Is there such a thing na emergency accreditation? Gaano ba yung process normally tumatagal?
Yung emergency accreditation ni Attorney Medjaldea is only for purposes of the hearing today, the session today. No?
Okay.
Because you cannot expect the former President Duterte to immediately appoint from the list of counsel because it's just for like one thing lang, no? But during the trial, he has to get a counsel who is in the list of counsel, no? But the lead counsel who is going to be in the list of counsel can form his team, so he can get an assistant to counsel, he can get lawyers who are not in the list of counsels, Philippine lawyers who will form part of his team, but in arguing, in appearing before the court, and in signing the pleadings, it has to be the lawyer who is in the list of counsel.
Speaking of lawyers who are accredited by ICC, we just got word from our reporter Gretchen Ho in The Hague that Harry Roque is right there outside the ICC premises. Meron siyang video. We're trying to cut it so we could show you guys, but he is right there. We don't know at this point any involvement niya, whether he's going to be commissioned as the counsel. We only know at this point na accredited siya ng ICC. So, we'll see. We'll find out tonight.
Is this the one? Is this the video?
No, hindi. File yan.
This is file.
Sorry.
This is
File yan,
file.
file.
To be clear, this is file video. I think this is from Congress pa ata.
Sino yung Padilyang kasama? Sinong Padilla?
Padilla.
Robin Padilla, I think.
Si Senator Robin Hood Padilla, we hear is also there sa ICC.
Yeah, nakalagay
we're trying to
VP
get
Sara, Roque, and Padilla.
We're trying to get footage of that. Pero so far, the only thing we have right now is si Harry Roque standing outside the ICC premises.
Senator Padilla nga.
Oo. So now that
Si
makes
Robin
VP Sara, Senator Padilla, Attorney Harry Roque, and former ES Medjaldea, along with yung nurse, right? And assistant ni former President Duterte. That makes, those are the people that we know that are there so far at this point.
Attorney, so yung today is mostly procedural. Tama ho ba? It's mostly procedural and not yet the substantive portion of the pretrial chamber's role in the whole thing.
That's correct, Ed. Procedural pa lang, no?
But yes, sir.
Yes.
But how soon? It's actually the same question I asked kanina si
Yung confirmation of charges hearing.
How soon do we get to that part? The more substantial, which is yung confirmation of charges hearing, kung saan magbabanggaan na yung dalawang panig in terms of proving or disproving the evidence.
Actually, mamaya, Ed, they will set the date for the confirmation of charges. Usually within 30 days yan, no?
Okay.
But it can be postponed if the defense is going to request for postponement.
Oh, so mahaba-haba talaga. Before it starts, I mean. Mahaba-haba pa talaga.
Yes, so. And in the meantime, before the confirmation of charges, merong mga pwedeng i-file na mga applications si former President Duterte, like he can file yung application for interim release. He can question the validity of the issuance of the warrant and the implementation of the warrant. He can again question the jurisdiction of the ICC over him, arguing that the ICC has lost jurisdiction because the Philippines is no longer a member.
I think that's to be expected, Attorney. We were already told that they will question the jurisdiction as well as the admissibility of the evidence. Pero what are the chances at this point that he could, there's talk that he might be allowed under house arrest, for instance. Forget about interim release. Interim release means like you're free to
Pwede
come
ko
and
ra.
go as you please. But what are the chances, for instance, that
Parang
let's
nakita ko kayo sa
say,
isang interview. Tama ba yun?
under humanitarian grounds that he be allowed to be on house arrest?
The only way that he can be made to stay outside of the detention center is for him to apply for an interim release. So, yung way niya, he has to apply for an interim release. Yung house arrest, it has to fall under interim release.
So still under the same guidelines, whether whether they appeal on the basis of his health, humanitarian
Or
grounds,
age.
or age, or whatever it is, it has to still be within the guidelines of interim release.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Attorney, last na lang, pahabol lang ha. Paano kung sinabi ng Supreme Court, pinagbigyan yung petition dito, and our Supreme Court will tell our government, pauwiin nyo yung binigay nyo sa Interpol at sa ICC. Anong mangyayari?
Alam mo, Ami, that is going to be a far-fetched action of the Supreme Court because it's very basic that the Supreme Court has no jurisdiction to order the International Criminal Court to release or to bring back President Duterte. No? Pangalawa, wala na dito si President Duterte. So yung habeas corpus that they filed, you cannot
Sorry, thank you.
Oh.
Sorry, sir.
Ayun.
The lines are very crossed. Sorry.
May habeas corpus petition eh. May pag-asa ba yun?
Wala nang pag-asa yun.
Hello
Amy.
po, Atty. Hello. Hi.
No comment muna, ha?
Oo, sige.
But you're based here.
Opo, ako po yung pinadala ng TV5.
Okay.
Ito po kayo po yung legal team. Ani, ano?
Hindi. VP, I'm here as...
Hello po, maganda.
Okay.
Okay.
Sayang.
Attorney, sorry, last question. We know that the government spent for the chartered jet that flew Duterte to The Hague. We also know that they said, at least, that's the extent of their assistance in this case. Who now should pay for the defense of former President Duterte?
The ICC actually extends assistance to indigent litigants, no? So if President Duterte is going to be assessed as an indigent litigant, he's going to be provided with counsel, no? That's going to be paid out of the trust fund of the ICC.
Okay, so he can say he has no money, and therefore they can assign him counsel, assign him a team based out of the
Yes,
trust fund.
Yes, but that can be contested also, no? If if he really qualifies as an indigent.
I guess he has to
Okay.
show his
Yeah.
SALN. his,
Oh, you have to prove. You have to prove na poor ka.
oh. Okay.
Okay, maraming salamat, sir.
You're welcome.
We'll leave that there. Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much
Thank you for the
your
wealth of
time.
information.
Center Law President and ICC-accredited lawyer, Attorney Joel
Joel Butuyan.
Butuyan.